What's up, guys? Malik here. Gonna have another video about social anxiety, but I kind of want to make this video about why we fear disapproval so much. Not only like from experts, but like from my experience, why I fear disapproval so much. And so, even to this day, I still do to an extent, but it's definitely not as bad as it was in the past. Like I told you guys, I had super severe social anxiety. Like it was terrible. Like elementary through high school, I was always known as the person who would like barely like say anything. Like I was so quiet. Like I felt like I had permanent low self-esteem or permanent shyness or permanent social anxiety or something because like I didn't talk, and that was like all I knew about myself. Or the way anybody could describe me is like somebody who was super shy, didn't talk at all. Like my teachers would say it, people would say, "Why don't you talk? Why does it like? Why don't you ever say anything?" And I was just like, I guess I'm shy. Uh, like seriously, that was like my personality for all those years. Is like the quiet guy, but yeah, but like as I like understood and I got older, like I think like my first year in college is really where I started to like understand like shyness and social anxiety. So because it was like I was tired of living like that. I was tired of watching all the other guys go out on dates with the girls I like. Just like seeing all these other guys have confidence to go get the girl that they want, and I'm sitting back and I'm just watching, like not doing anything at all, because it was like, but I didn't understand it. I just thought that's the way reality works. That's the way life is for me, but it's not. It was social anxiety. I never knew anything about social anxiety in the first place. I just thought it was shyness. So it's my personality. Can't change, but it's not true at all. What I did not know was like a big thing was that I had a fear of disapproval from other people. It's like the fear of being judged negatively, fear of being evaluated negatively, fear of making a mistake, fear of looking foolish, fear of exposure, all these things that come from anxiety. And anything, if we know anything, I think toxic shame is the biggest thing contributor to social anxiety. You get, it's like when you believe something is wrong with you, we automatically assume others are going to reject us because we think there's something wrong with it. It's not that we think others will think that about it. It's like we believe that about ourselves, and that's what creates the fear or the anxiety in the first place. There's something wrong with me, because you can't have anxiety without thoughts, cognitions, whatever. So the thoughts are always the contributor to the social anxiety. It's like you can change your thoughts, you can change your life, but it's not as simple as that. We as social anxiety sufferers know that because we'll like try to go talk to a girl, or we're about to present in class, we try and change our thoughts, but yet the anxiety is still there because it's more than just changing your thoughts, change your life. That's a big part, but yeah, but there's stuff before that like that we have to deal with, like the fear of disapproval. Where does that come from? And a lot of analysts and stuff, experts will tell you like it comes from the primitive fear of 1,000 years ago when we used to live in tribes, and like disapproval could actually have meant death, because we lived in tribes thousands of years ago. So it's like if you're cast out of the tribe, how can you survive? How can you get food? How can you fight off like animals and stuff? Like, could you imagine? Would you rather fight a lion with 10 people or one people? If you're cast out, then you're pretty much dead. But of course, that's not the way we live now. It's just like our brain took that to a whole different extent than what it was like thousands of years ago. And like negative experiences we had in childhood had misprogrammed our brain to think that's the way reality works now. From our parents, maybe we did something wrong. Say, like you as a kid, you were acting funny or goofy or something like that, right? And then like your parents or your mom was like, knock that off, and she yelled or something like that, right? It's like your brain saw that and was like, okay, like something like that simple your brain could get the message, it's not safe to be myself. So you hide that goofy part of you or something. You hide it like in a cage, like underground. Of course, like not physically, but like mentally, you hide a part of yourself from people. So you now hide that goofy, loud part of you from other people. And like, so that's what I mean when I say like your brain has these kinds of thoughts that being seen is not dangerous. Being seen is dangerous. Disapproval is dangerous. Somebody not liking me is dangerous. I must be like, or something bad will happen. Our brain is like literally operating with these kind of fears, and we wonder why we have anxiety. We wonder why we lose our personality around people. Like thoughts like I must have the approval of other people. If I'm to be worthy, people have to like me. It's like we have these kind of thoughts, and then we wonder why we change ourselves in front of people. We wonder why we can't be ourselves around people. Because how can you operate when you have these thoughts in your subconscious? You can't. That's why we say we lose our personality around people, because it's like we honestly do, because we're operating from these beliefs versus just operating in the present moment. So that's a real big thing of why we have social anxiety. We have a fear of disapproval. But I want to let you in on something. It is not you that is afraid. There's nothing wrong with you. It is your brain. It is your brain that has been misprogrammed. But we, as like creators, can change the way our brain is programmed. How do I know this? I'm not just going off some evidence I heard in the book. I'm going off my experiences as somebody who has severe social anxiety. And a year or two ago, I would not have been able to make this video. Like, these are my experiences. Like, I'm literally reprogramming my brain through meditation, through going out and actually experiencing these things in a new way, while I'm able to put myself out in a new way. I'm about to have to stop the video in a second and then like start back up, because alright guys, I'm back. But as I was saying, it is our brain that is putting out the call for anxiety. It is your brain that is putting out the signal that there is something wrong with you being in a social situation. That is why you feel afraid. Think about it now. Your brain has control over your nervous system, and it has control over every little nerve in your body. That's why you can tell yourself, there's nothing to be afraid of in a situation. That's why you can say, if I ask out this girl, there's nothing bad that can happen. Yet, your brain will still pulse off that fear signal, because, so that right there lets you know that the problem is not with you. The problem lies in bad brain wiring, and you can change the way your brain is wired. I am living proof of that, and I really, I'm going to keep mentioning this book until you guys go and pick it up. It's called You Are Not Your Brain. If you want to get, I'm pretty just giving you much the basis of it, but if you really want to understand it, you really got to read that book, and you will truly like start to understand what I mean when I say it's not you that's doing it. It's not you that's afraid to go ask that girl. It's not you that's afraid to stand up in front of these people. It is your brain tricking you to make you feel as if that's dangerous, because your brain actually does think it's dangerous to your well-being. Otherwise, it would do it. It's because this is the thing. Your brain, no matter what, at all costs, your brain is going to try and keep you alive at all costs. It doesn't care if you miss out on relationships. It doesn't care if you miss out on friendships. It doesn't care about any of that. It's going to try and keep you alive at all costs. That's why when you see like, this is a good example. Say you see like a dog or something walking down the street or something, and you mistake it for a bear, you might like immediately, like you might get that fight or flight response or something like that, because your brain misperceived something as being like a bear when it was really just like a dog, and it happened automatically. You didn't even think. It's the same thing when you go into a social situation. Your brain is registering this as potentially dangerous to your self-esteem and dangerous to your physical as well. But it's overreacting to something very, very minor because of the way it's programmed. It's programmed to be that way, but you can reprogram it. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about to you guys in this video, is reprogramming our brain. We are not our brains, but we can change our brains to see social situations as safe, so then we can and actually enjoy them, versus feeling like we have to perform or try and impress all these people and try to like make people think we're cool or stuff, versus just with like us just being able to sit back and relax like other people and just be comfortable because we're comfortable with ourselves. And I'm going to get to that in future videos, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys more so of a basis again of you are not your brain, and like the way our brain tricks us into thinking that social situations are dangerous. And I hope you guys stick with me on this journey. It is possible to overcome social anxiety. Once again, I'm still doing it right now. I'm not through all of my anxiety, but I've overcame a lot of it. And you can do the same exact thing. If I did it, I'm no different from you. I know you guys can do it. So stick around for that, guys. I just wanted to give you guys a basis. And guys, please get that book, because you will so much better understand what I mean when I say you are not your brain. And you really do have to understand that stuff, because not only can you overcome anxiety, social anxiety through experience, but also by re-educating the mind as well. So check that out, and please join me on my next video. Thanks for watching.